James, can I just get your thoughts on those 90 minutes today?
Obviously disappointed to drop the points.
I'll tell you one thing, proud of my Rangers, but the only thing that annoys me about the whole game, if I look at the whole game in a whole, is Rangers didn't start half well, Simon. The first minute we had a wee chance when Kent cut it back, and then we died. But I'll tell you one thing, Simon, I seen one thing in that game that really made me proud of my Rangers, and I love my Rangers.
That's what we like. We like a hard man.
Yeah.
And I remember guys like Terry Hurlock,
my pal,
Ian Ferguson.
Exactly, we've no got it.
We don't.
Club's built on winning league championships. It is. And you're going to have to get back to that. Times. But it has.
Well, it is the final
Still
game
won the most.
of the season here at Ibrox. You two, behave yourself.
Right, folks, sorry about the delay there. I just said I'd pop on and do a couple of videos before we kick off this New Year's Eve chat, just regards to what a year we've had, the ups and downs. There's not many downs, let's be honest. We're in a great position. We're going to talk about players that have been linked to the club as well, players that could leave, and we're going to talk about the meltdown as well over the last couple of days with that lot. But he's all certainly welcome in. I'm at the upgrading the picture quality. I hope the sound is okay, and I'm having one since it's Hogmanay. So yeah, don't be shy. If you're on Facebook, please do hop over to YouTube. It's the same name. Come on, the Hoop Celtic, and just subscribe. It's free of charge. I want to get to this 19,000 this year. I want to say to me followers and me subscribers across all platforms, thank you very much for the support. Really appreciate it. It motivates me, gets me to do the videos. It's hard work at times because some people are very, very judgmental. But we're in a mad world. We get on with it. But my opinion's different to your opinion. We all love the same cause. That's the most important thing. So do fill up the comments below and tell me where you're watching from, what you're doing for New Year's Eve. Are you sitting there feeling all right? Yeah, the big news is that Tavernier is missing on Thursday for Rangers. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. Who cares about Tavernier? Who cares about Rangers? Who cares about what they think? It's all about the champions. It's all about the double winners, soon-to-be treble winners. So, honestly, this is weird. It's a weird scenario that we can go in, I don't think any Celtic fan is feeling nervous about Thursday because we've been more dominant this season. Yes, the cup final, they scored goals against us, whoop-de-doo, but who became winners at the end of it? Ourselves. The League Cup winners of, what was it, 2024, 25? Happy days. What a blow for Celtic. Look, at Sterling, not a bad player, but I think Maeda is going to run royal anyway. Maeda loves a goal at Ibrox. But we're not going to talk about the game. Let's do that tomorrow. I've content to make. I don't want to be talking about the derby, giving away who we think should play and all that crap. I want to talk about this year. We've only actually lost 2 games the whole lot this year, and that was against Hart in the league back in April or March. I think it was March or April, and Borussia Dortmund. 2 defeats all calendar year. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And I think we can go invincible this season. I really believe we have it in the locker. Let's be honest, we do need to clear out players. I know I came on the channel and I came out and called it out and said, look, Palmer's dirt. He's not good enough to wear a Celtic jersey, simple as. He hasn't proved it this season. And I stand by that. That's not me being a glorified fan or being throwing me toys in the pram. That's me being honest. He's not contributing enough to wear the Celtic shirt this season. He needs to go. Simple as that. His ego's up his arse. And Palmer needs to go. The story with Yang has worked his socks off the last couple of games, or days, whatever you want to say. But his goals to games ratio, it still isn't good enough. So my opinion on Yang, I'd send him on loan this coming window. We need to strengthen on both sides. You know, James is out for another 4 weeks. All this paper talk of Spurs want Keown, Villa are looking at Keown, Fulham want Keown. Keown's going nowhere. Simple as. Keown is on a long-term deal with Celtic, and he's enjoying his football. He's on the Germany radar for the national team, and Nagelsmann will probably call him up in March for the game, for the fixtures. I think it's March anyway. So, hello to Mackenzie. Hello to Adam on Facebook. Adam, if you could jump over to YouTube at the end of the stream, it'd be appreciated as well. Hello to anyone that's over on Facebook. 7-1 to the boys. It's a bold prediction. But you know what? Could be right. It could be right. They're fans. Now look at, there's a subscription there for 99 pence for a month if you want to donate to it. I don't really care about money when it comes to talking to subscribers. At the end of the day, this is my part-time job. Whatever I make on views is whatever I make on views. If anyone wants to donate, you can donate. I'm not putting a gun to the head. What I want to talk about is interacting with you, is getting user thought on Celtic. You know, this time last year, some people weren't even calling Brendan Rodgers elite manager from our own fan base. Look how much that's changed. You know, it took a couple of months to get Brendan on side with us. 4 months, maybe 5 months, and then he's a change of opinion. Some people were pro Brendan when he came in the door, like myself. But look at, it's the roller coaster of being a football fan. That's just what you do. This is what you take. I think Palmer would do better if he gets minutes. Let's be honest here, Andy. He isn't good enough for Celtic. I'll be honest. Like last season, he was good. Yeah, 10 goals, 10 assists last season. But he's well off it. Well off it. And look, are you gonna drop Maeda for Palmer? Palmer came on against Dundee United, and he looked like a spark for about 10 minutes, and just his confidence. He's trying too much with the ball. Basic football, basic pass. Have a bit of confidence. Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying in regards to minutes. Give the guy a bit more time, but we're trying to move up a level here. We're trying to move up to being an invincible team, getting more goals, polishing teams off. And I'll be honest with you, criteria you're looking at, Palmer is not at it. Palmer is nowhere near the Celtic, need to be a level at Celtic short this season. So my verdict is sell him or send him on loan. Because you go back to Tannadice, you go back to the way he walked off the pitch, walking down, he thinks he's a prima donna. And I'm just not a fan of him this season, be honest. And it's mad how fans and podcasts can change their opinion on players because they're not performing. And I know people are saying, I give them a break, Keith. You know, you have to stick by players. Of course you stick by players, but you're halfway through the season and the guy hasn't scored a goal. The guy was watching Honduran football when Celtic were playing Hart on a Saturday night. That's not what you want at the club. So there you go. But Scottish Cup win. A league cup. I'm going to throw up a couple of pictures as well of some really good moments that we've had this season as well. A couple of meltdown videos over the years as well that I usually put up as well. You know, some people say I make sense. Some people don't agree with me comments. Look, I don't care if people don't judge. People don't think I'm a big Celtic fan because I'm not a season ticket holder or I don't go to the game. To be honest with you, I don't need to be in cliques with certain portion of fans to feel like my podcast needs to go somewhere. I'll speak from my heart. If people like my opinion, people like my opinion. Simple as. I don't need to prove to you who I am. I know who I am. I know what I've done. I've moved over here to make a point to myself that I can be close to the club. If I get more games in, happy days. If I don't, I don't. Celtic will always be around, but my kids growing up, having memories of them is more bigger. Simple as. And that's not me getting very personal or emotional. It's just me stating the facts. This year, the channel has gone up and down. Transfer windows booming. Some videos I'm not putting effort in. And we're all human beings. Simple as. So I said, I'll come on tonight, get the chin up, get the stout on, have a chat with you. Yeah, completely agree with you. Palmer, Yang, Welch out. Welch has been at the club since a young age. He's had experiences on loan at different teams at a younger age. He's been in the senior team set up since 2020. He's only played 58 games. 58 games. Yes, we've had Starfelt in there. We've had Carter Vickers. We've had Scales. We've had Laga Bielka. We've had Naroski. We've had players like that. I think it's time Stephen Welch moves on. So if you're in this dilemma where you think Welch can still offer something to Celtic, who's he going to replace? Is he going to replace Scales? Is he going to replace Trusty? Just have a think about it. Just have a think about it. Stop going for your youth heart, the Celtic youth heart rate, saying, I want our players to come through the academy to do well. He's had his chance. He's worked under 3 managers. It's time for him to move on. KV Meckelin, he's gone on there on loan. So hopefully, I wish Stephen the very best. I just think he's very injury prone. Some people think he's just not fast enough. He turns like a lorry. I can understand the criticism there, but he's not the most consistent player. And he's working under a good manager. And if he can't get in the team, and there's the likes of Carter Vickers and Trusty and Scales having, partnerships there, time for him to look at for his own career to move on and get minutes. Look at Stephen Welch could have been off 2 years ago. Could have went to Indonesia. Could have went to Palermo. Could have went to Bologna. Were looking at him as well. I think Torino were interested in him at one time. There was Bordeaux interested in him as well. There was clubs. There's been clubs interested in France and Italy from. There was even talks of him even going to a team in Germany at one point. But it is what it is. I wish Stephen the very best, and it's not hard feelings against Stephen. At the end of the day, it's his career. If he moves on, he moves on, and it's not throwing the pram and criticising the lad too much. Like he's been a part of the journey. He's a Celtic fan. He's got to wear that iconic hoop shirt, play in front of the fans, play Europa League, Champions League games, play derby games, win trophies. What else can you want? What else can you want? So yeah. So we'll see what happens with Stephen. We're going to talk about Odin Home as well. Trusty's okay in Europe, but he's out for Scales is better. This is the problem with a lot of us, right? And this is not me speaking on behalf of all Celtic fans in any way. I'm only speaking on behalf of myself. Fans call Scales a bomb threat, this and that, and all this malarkey. He's not liable and all this crap, right? And then Trusty comes in and has good few games, and he's all like, Trusty, this Scales is dirt and all this. Make your mind up. Just make your mind up. Scales done well last season. So did Palmer, but Palmer's dirt this season. Scales has came in games and done well. Look at over in Atalanta, him and Trusty. Fantastic. What a point. What a defensive performance. He comes on in the League Cup, final, plays outstanding, replaced Trusty. Folks, you need to back these players who are playing consistently, who are playing that are around the fold, not the Palmers, not the Welches. These guys are actually playing minutes, So I like Scales. Not because he's Irish and because I've met him a couple of times. I like Scales because I like the journey he's came through from going on loan to Aberdeen to playing well up there, thinking his Celtic career was dead and gone. Not the summer gone, the previous summer. Plays a couple of friendlies, comes in the mix. There's been an injury crisis, steps in there, improves his game, big tackles, big clean sheets, and helps us win. Last season, a double. Scales can only get better with with Brendan being in charge, to be honest. So that's my opinion on Liam Scales. I think he has unfinished business with Celtic. I just think Scales is more composed on the ball. He feels more suitable to the play than Stephen Welch would. And I think most fans would agree with me on that, to be honest, because there probably will be one in the chat at the whole 28 years. They'll be like, nah, we're at a Welch. You're all entitled to your opinion. So, hello, Christoph. Bonjour. How's it going? I hope you're well. It's good to see Paul in. Good question from Adam there on YouTube. What about Taylor? Can't understand what he's holding out for. Certainly nothing bigger than Celtic. So, there's reports from the Sun of all papers that Dinamo Zagreb are interested in the Scotland left back. Greg Taylor Now, I've heard rumours. I can't confirm these rumours are accurate, but the talk on the street is Greg Taylor has declined a new contract 3 different times because he's looking to be in the top 5 earners in the squad rota. Now, I'll be honest with you, he's on 18 grand a week. Now, this is like I found a website for all different salaries, and Greg Taylor was at 18.5 grand at the time. This was back a year ago, so I don't know if he's up higher. Probably not, because it's the same contract, and he's looking to be on over 30 grand a week. No, I'm sorry. He's 27 years of age. I know Tierney's 27. I know I'm a big fan of Tierney, but at the end of the day, no. I appreciate Greg Taylor's work rate as a Celtic player since 2019. I was very skeptic when he came in. Didn't think he was going to step up to the level. I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of fans were on there. Oh, he's going to be a good player because he smashed Joey Barton up. All that crap. He came in, done well, won over Ange. You know, it was a difficult second season for him because the team were obviously had a difficult season that year. But you know what? We've had more goods than bads, and this is the joys of being a Celtic fan. You look at, as I said, 2 defeats this calendar year. It's been fantastic. But Taylor has been a good grafter for Celtic, but he's not the answer long term. And is Tierney the answer long term? I love Tierney. And he brought some good moments in the Celtic shirt, some cracking goals against Aberdeen, the way he ran up the stairs at Hampden when he busted his mouth, you know, still got up there for the title celebration. It's not about merit for Tierney. It's about what he can bring as a player. He has experience of winning trophies. He's a good relationship with Callum. He's a good relationship with Brendan. Yes, he has injury records there that I've discussed so many times on the channel. And I know people might think, oh, Keith, you talk the same roundabout sentences. You talk about the same stuff. Can you talk about something different? I would bring Tierney in. There's nothing we can lose with Tierney. If Tierney comes in, get him on the loan fee and then sign him in the summer. Sign him in the summer on a permanent. Because I think there's a player still there in Ciarán Tierney. If he can keep himself fit and good to go, think about the hunger he will have compared to when he was coming through as a youth. He'll be twice as hungry to perform at Celtic because he knows he had his injuries in the back of his mind. He wanted to play every single minute and do well, especially for the club he loves. So you're replacing a good character in the dressing room, Greg, with someone that's twice as good. I remember we were having this conversation about 2 years ago. People were comparing Taylor to Tierney, saying, I'd rather Taylor than Tierney in Scotland. You know? So we'll see what happens. Greg did his prayers for a few seasons, but he needs to replace. Tierney comes as a backup. Exactly. And I think, being honest with you, Celtic really need to invest in that left back position. We all know it. Like, if I had me way, I'd probably spend about 15 million on 2 players in the left back position long term. Tierney for 3 years and get someone in. A young left back, has a bit of experience, maybe Premier League or something. We'll see. There's going to be a host of names linked with us over the next 4 weeks, folks. And yes, there will be videos. I will talk about players, and there may be a completely useless source, and maybe no disrespect to these outlets, Athletic or a Football Insider or a Sun or a Daily Record. You just go with the flow. The story's done. It's getting put up on the channel. I have targets that I have to hit. I can't be sitting there and putting up something that's completely accurate all the time and getting 200 views for it. This is my part-time job as well. I'll do me digging. I'll look at it. I'll look at the stats. I'll throw my opinion up. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. You can agree with me or disagree with me. It's completely up to yourself. You all right? I'm not Fabrizio Romero. I am who I am, and we'll have a laugh. I'd get Valley and KT. I think I completely agree. But I think everyone is saying the same proposal. I think Valley. I know I've heard weird. I've heard 3.5 trigger clause. I've heard 30 million. I've heard mad sources about Valley, but he's not being recalled, which is the most important thing. So anyone that's tuning in on Facebook, please, all I can ask is, my YouTube channel is more daily-ish content. Get onto it, subscribe to it. I do put up Rangers meltdowns, Chris Boyd meltdowns, pre-match, after-match, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to start doing throwback players. I keep saying I'm going to do it, but I will do it. The channel needs to grow. The only way I'm going to do it is start putting more time into it. Simple as when I get Big Dom wishes me a happy new year. I wish you a happy new year. So anyone wants to shout out to a loved one or a family or a Celtic friend that's watching on YouTube or Facebook, just put in the comments saying, hello, can you say hello to me dad, Jimmy, up in Galashields or whatever you want. You know, we're all a big family. To be in favour with the club he loves, pushing. Exactly. As I said to you, it's the dressing room. Like as much as fans, we think about when the team plays. It's about behind the scenes is the most important thing here as well. As Brendan talked about today, you know, from the dinner ladies to the sports science to the guys, the groundsmen, you know, these all play a vital part. Our coaching staff, our guys training, people being on time, you know, nutrition, everything like that, you know, everything like that. Arsenal website saying that KT return is all agreed. We'll see. You know, it could be like there's been reports that Corney's in Glasgow and all this shit. We'll see what happens. You might think we're going back 3 years ago and we announced on New Year's Eve Ideguchi, Atate, Moyeda. And what a set of players Rio and Dazin has been. Ideguchi, unfortunately, didn't work out for him, you know. Well, Keith, I haven't been here in a while. My dad's gone to Birmingham with the other soldiers. So what I want to say is my best friend served in Lebanon on 2 different occasions. And sadly, he was over there when Private Sean Rooney died. And 2 of my uncles served in the Lebanon for the Irish peacekeepers. So to anyone over, I've a friend as well that served over there. Another friend that served over there a couple of times, Cloinsy. Shout out to the Irish soldiers over in Lebanon at this time. I know it's been up and down with the whole conflict that's going on, but my thoughts are with the Irish soldiers at this time as well. Okay, so Gaddafi says, "Get KT him." I think a lot of people are starting to wake up to reality. Do you want Taylor that's throwing his toys out of the pram and wants a new contract, or do you rather get someone in the door that will absolutely fight every single tackle, graft every single inch? And no, let's be honest, Taylor does a lot of that, but you want someone a bit more class, you know, a bit more class. Of course, Celtic Glasgow. You know, as I said, 2 of my uncles served in Lebanon for back in the 80s. My best friend served over there on 2 different occasions over the last 12 years and served in Syria. So, yeah. Love to see Lennon Miller sign, of course, 18-year-old Motherwell starlet. Played all right against us. See the game at Fair Park, a couple of chances against us. We could probably get him for about 5 million. I know they're trying to push for a bit higher than what we pay for David Turnbull. Could be the biggest fee between Scottish teams. Maybe. We'll see what happens. I know, but that's down to the orders from the manager as well, the system that he's playing. I know some other players wonder as well, but what I'm happy about most, besides winning them games and winning them trophies, signing Alistair Johnson on a new long-term deal. Like Alistair Johnson, and I know this sounds horrendous, what I'm going to say, but I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Alistair Johnson's 3 times the player than Greg Taylor is. So I just think Alistair has the whole package there. Talks well, booting up the field, good relationship with Nicholas Kuhn, scores goals, not afraid of a tackle, very passionate. You know, he just gets it. And yes, some people were skeptic when Alistair came in and he hit the ground running against Rangers at Ibrox. And, you know, what a merit, what a guy he is. And I always say it, he's my favourite player at Celtic at the moment. I love Callum. I love James. I love Casper. I love the whole team, except for Palmer, because I think Palmer needs to go because he just goes through my head. Alistair just has the package. He's a future captain. I've been saying it for a year and a half now, folks. So hopefully my prediction's right. I hope he's right. A boy of ours, another good. Yeah, he looks decent. Is that the guy that plays for Ross County? Is it? Didn't he score against us? Was it? He looks like a decent player. Our best player, Tav, is missing. Big blow. We're going to talk about tomorrow night in the channel regards to about the preview for the game, the starting lineup. Let's just be honest. It's mad to think the team that we're going to be playing, their fans want them to lose so they can sack that manager. There's talks of boycotting the stadium. You know, there's endless hours of meltdown on Super Scoreboard, on all these YouTube of them having a cry, having a whinge, having this and having that. You know, well, what you expect? Celtic are miles ahead. They think by replacing their manager is going to be a quick fix. They keep saying, "Oh, this and that." Remember when they won the League Cup last year? When they won the League Cup, they thought they were back. They got a draw against Spurs last month, and they thought they were back going into the game against us. They took encouragement for the game against us. Encouragement doesn't mean you win games. The following games, you didn't win against St. Mirren. Got pumped against St. Mirren. Should have been beaten by Motherwell. Motherwell were a better team that day. So, yeah. We're not going to talk about Rangers on this channel too much. Yes, it's good to have a laugh and take the mustachio out of them. But look, it's about us. So we're going to click into these pictures, right? So we did say goodbye to a cracking player in my eyes. A guy that I doubted his passing, his accuracy, his passing accuracy. But a guy that, he came in under Ange, he took a pay cut, came up from London, and he steered us, helped us. He didn't want to come in cocky. He respected Callum as a captain, and he had a good conversation with Callum over in the Czech Republic. And Joe Hart, what a guy he was. What a guy. He just got Celtic. He got Celtic, and it was sad to see Joe leave. He became a fan's favourite. I got the pleasure to meet Joe one night after a game, and he's such a nice guy. And I know he comes up and watches the games. He was at the Dundee game with his son, and he does commentary for TNT. But this is the thing about supporting Celtic. You don't get a lot with other clubs, is the emotion that you have to players, the emotion, the attachment, the way that they come in and they just get the club. And it's not a PR stunt. They just win over fans. A lot of them win over fans quickly, and they're not going to get that love and affection anywhere else. And that's why I think Joe, held it back in his final interview with Celtic TV, and even the Scottish Cup final. And a lot of people were saying stay on for another year, but it was always going to be hard replacing Joe. And I love Joe. I absolutely love Joe to bits. And yeah, I'll go back to that. I remember I was sitting in the pub when he was playing for Man City, and all my friends are Man U fans, and City scored, Aguero scored, and I was celebrating like mad. This is when I actually, didn't mind Man City. Now I despise them. And Joe Hart celebrating like a good thing. But what a character Joe Hart was. Yes, he wasn't the greatest passer of the ball, and sometimes it was, hearting your mouth and stuff. But, some big saves Joe Hart pulled off for Celtic, and what a character he was. And, we bring Kasper in, and here's a fact for you. Kasper Schmeichel has wore that green jersey 5 times for Celtic, and he hasn't conceded 1 goal in it. 1 goal in it. There's a little statistic for you. So, yeah. He was a Celtic when he was a youth player. Was he? That guy O'Hare? Love Big Joe. I'm beating Rangers 5-1. 25 right now for Palmer 4 goals. Look, it'd be great to see Lewis Palmer come on and score a goal for his confidence. Maybe I might be a little bit soft on him, but for the time being, I feel Lewis Palmer isn't hitting even the level to be in that Celtic team or even be around the squad, to be honest. And I know they always say the only way you can improve is by playing with good players around you, but he just feels like he's on the decline. So, Adam, sorry about the late comment, by the way, as well. Problem with Tierney is the injuries. I personally still think we sold him at the right time. Yeah, to be honest, I think we sold him at the right time as well when he's going through that injury phase. Like, his legs were done in if you don't know much about what Kieran Tierney said, open goals, your best bet. He done one with Daryl Curry and Chris Sutton. It was the BT days, talking about his time at Celtic as well. And I hate this malarkey of he wanted to go. He was told the bid was accepted and he's leaving Celtic. Simple as 25 million. That's what we're talking. And I agree with you, Paul. You got to take a risk in football. You know, I take him back. Here's the question for you: would you take Andrew Robertson or Kieran Tierney? Who would you take back? Who would you like to take back? Now, Robbo was at Celtic as a youth. Remember this. So get the answer in. Robbo or Tierney? Now, Robbo was more consistent, but Robbo's playing more games. But Robbo has had an absolute horrendous show for Liverpool over the last 8-9 weeks. I just feel like he's lost it, you know. And I know people say he's still playing football ahead of Tierney. You know, he's Scotland's captain. He's passionate. He's a big Celtic fan and all this. Personally, I think Tierney's younger. I think Tierney could do the job, you know. And some people might say Robbo. Someone say Matt O'Reilly. Matt's done, but Matt's not coming back anytime soon. Good times, Matt. A really good player. You know, 19 goals, 19 assists last season. What a guy. What a character. And yeah. So yeah, 2 seconds. Let's see what people are saying. Never get Robertson. KT. How's it going, Kaiser? How are you getting on? Happy New Year Eve for you. I hope you're doing well, bud. I wonder if you can still see that grey Morty light up in the sky out where you are. You know, I'm sure they'll all be walking past you. Maybe they won't be walking past you on Thursday. Maybe they'll boycott the stadium. Maybe they won't even have fans in the stadium on Thursday. As we all know, Celtic fans, if they don't want to go, how about we give the allocation to Celtic? How about we take the allocation? If they want to boycott the stadium, give us the tickets and we'll fill Ibrox. How about that? Not a lot of Celtic fans will say that. How about we'll fill Ibrox? How about we'll take all that four stands since they're all moaning, thrown at the bin, that they want to be there for the team, you know? So yeah, why not? KT and Robbo. Oh, imagine that. That'd be box office football, wouldn't it? Imagine the defense: Casper, KT, Scales, Trusty, and Johnston. Hard as nails. You know, like to see Alistair get more goals, but we'll see what happens. Happy New Year when it comes. I'll be only happy chappy and Ibrox. I'll be chucking Porto all over the fence when we score, bro. They state no allocation. I'm just being sarcastic, saying if they're boycotting that stadium, give us the tickets. Now, this is going to be the last Glasgow derby where Celtic fans are locked in. Now, we all know this is a Rangers problem. It's been stated as a Rangers problem because Celtic pumped in a couple of million to put new safety precautions in at Celtic Park, a new basically new fencing in and to comply, and they couldn't guarantee air safety because they were in the middle of changing stadium from Hampden to Ibrox, and then they threw that stuff out of the pram, and yeah. So this is the last derby with the fans. Look, I've said this so many times in the channel. I know you all have different opinions. Some don't want them back in, and you know, if you want a slice of the cake, you have to give. What you give is what you get. Simple as. And what I mean by that is, if we give them some sort of all allocation structure of even 3,000, 3,500, we're going to have to expect 3,500. Be honest, it's not going to have their season ticket holders happy. It's not going to have their season ticket holders happy. But still, Celtic fans should know, whoever sit in that section. And I know I'm not trying to dig at you in any way. You should know that if it goes back to them days, the derby, that you're going to lose your seat in that allocation, you know. But what days? They're dead since 2012. Well, they did have a bit of old allocation when they They rose from the dead, as they claim. So, yeah. Yeah, that's it, Trio, as well. Yeah, I see Barry Robson. Congratulations being the new manager at Rate Rovers. Be honest with you, I don't really care about any other teams but Celtic. And it's not even not being me being a dick in any way. I'm just being honest. I don't really care about championship teams. You know, I'd like to see Falkirk come up. I would like to see Falkirk come up out of the championship. You know, I would like to see a new structure of the league. I would like to see 16 teams in the league, maybe 18, but that's not going to happen anytime soon, you know. Maybe in a 20-team league, you never know. Let them in so we can laugh at them. I'm sure they'll be empty enough. Once Maeda scores in the first minute, as usual, they'll be empty enough, you know. They're not even up for it. I haven't seen one Rangers fan online even saying, bring on Thursday. We are this, we are that. You don't have to tell us what you are. We already know what you are. We already know what the story with you are. St. Johnson be relegated? Yeah. St. Johnson will be relegated, Paul. Yeah. Oh, I'm not drinking Guinness, folks. I'm drinking Brewdog. Has a real coffee taste to it. I'm not a coffee person, you know. Simply deceased. They are not allowed to leave until after they are not allowed to leave after the home support. Well, we've no fans anywhere there, so see what happens. I'm sure there'll be chairs ripped out by their own fans. I'm sure there'll be a lovely Paddy Power meltdown on Monday. Not Monday, Friday. Could say Friday evening. You know, they like to go on and study what these feckers are talking about. Who cares? If he gets sacked or not, it's not her. Nothing to do with us. Once their manager is doing the job, once Brendan gets a new back left back in, maybe another striker, it would be nice. I know there was reports going around that Ronnie Doyle and Atlanta FC are looking at Kyogo for around 10 million quid. There's been no other talk about that at all. I know Steve McGowan, great source, by the way, really good source of the Daily Mail. He done a story on it, but let's see. Dom, you're always asking me this question. Brendan signs an extension. Do you know what my honest opinion about Brendan Rodgers and an extension is? Let Brendan get through the Champions League qualifiers in the summer, and then we talk about an extension. He'll be in his final year. There's no point, you know. Tar faking an injury to get away from Maeda. Green Eagle football thinks. Great crest, by the way, as well. Really appreciate the support, folks. As I said, there's a membership there for 99 pence. If you just want to buy it on YouTube, buy it for 99 pence. No one is putting a gun to your head and saying, please join it. I know there's other channels out there that have higher memberships, and yes, they do exclusive content and all that crap. I don't have the time for that. Simple as. I don't have the time for it. I work Monday to Friday. I have a relationship. I have to go home weekends. It's hard fitting in this, but I do as a part-time job as well, you know. Clermont is untouchable. They have no money to sack him as he signed a 5-year deal, as we remember. Will be Gavin Ray second half of the season, Lee McCulloch or Ferguson. Probably get Derek McInnes. Okay. Jelly and ice cream is coming soon, folks. Let's be honest. It's happening soon. By the way, this is the new Celtic training gear I have on it. I don't know if you've seen Callum McGregor wearing it in these in the press conference today. Absolute cracker. I got this in JD for 50. It was a £45 on a discount because it's a sale or something at the moment. So yeah, it's a hoodie with the zips on it. Can't wait to wear it out on Thursday. I'm gonna be in Glasgow for it. Whoop. Jelly and ice cream in the past. There's gonna be more jelly and ice cream, trust me. Well, maybe we'll go for the trifle. We'll be going for the treble trifle. Treble trifle. That's the new one. Treble trifle it is. Jason Quinn has become a new YouTube member. Thank you very much, Jason. Really appreciate the support. Everyone that's members, everyone that's even doesn't even be a member, I thank you very much for supporting it. Please comment below where you're watching in the world. If you want me to give your family a shout out like I did for Celtic, Glasgow, his dad is in Lebanon. Let me know in the comments. Anyone over on Facebook, thank you very much, Tony Hall. Thank you very much, Jerry Foster, Ferdinand Rice, Yvonne Gurley, Tony McGurty, Cormac McKirk, Paul Cowan, and Frank Milliken. Get up, you good thing, you. Look, just you be grand. You be grand, Paul. You be grand. Shout out to Mackenzie and then Paisley. Good to see. Good to see. All the best, Malcarta. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. So let's just put on a throwback video. I usually put these videos on 10 to the end. But anyways, we'll go through these moments here. So we talked about Joe Hart already. Good moment there. That was against Kilmarnock. Let's see who can come up with the goal scorers that day. You know, Adam Ida did start off. That's Nicholas Kuhn scoring against his former club. So me and my missus have this joke, right? I usually play FIFA or EA, right? And I take it very serious online, even though I'm shy. I used to be good at it. And I got the PS5, and Nicholas Kuhn scored a cracker online for me, and I was screaming, Nicholas Kuhn against his former club. And then a couple of weeks later, little to know, he plays against them and he scores two good goals. Well, the second goal was a cracker. And my missus always says, oh, Nicholas Kuhn against his former club. Taking the piss out of me. But yeah, that was a good time. That was a good memory there. And look at Arnie Ingles. Look how happy he is. Look at him. I'm sure he does be whipping out boxes of Stella Artois at full time. You know, the good old Belgian man. That was against you know who. We all know who that was against. Look at Greg Taylor's emotion. Look at Scalesy. Looks so happy. That was another good performance. A 0-0 draw. Irish American bricks at the back. Good job. Good job. And this was the cup final. What a day. What a day. I was in I know some of you were probably at the game and it was like madness, but I was in Keith O'Shea's in Glasgow. And you know what? I almost missed the kickoff, the start of the kickoff, because you know when you live with a woman and she likes to look outstanding, sometimes she may take 2 or 3 hours, and you know I was freaking out. I had my friends over, and I was so stressed going in on that train, and we made it in, and I made the kickoff, and lovely, I had a good old stout in my hand for it. But yeah, good times, folks, good times. That picture on my lock screen is because, yeah, it's my lock screen. Oh, fantastic. I don't know, Callum. Yeah, Callum did. Callum did that day in September. You know, the joys. Oh, that was your birthday. Remember you were saying that on the channel. So there's 27 people in, folks. Thank you very much for the membership as well. That's just a picture I done there. That just get rid of the comment for a minute. Yup. So that's actually Dublin in the background there. But some good fireworks in it. And there'll be many fireworks this year. There'll be loads of party in Troongate, as always. So let me see. Let's just put on a throwback video. Let's see the meltdown. Let's look at this one here.
It's obviously disappointing. Disappointed. I'm extremely disappointed. Obviously, really disappointed with it. Disappointed. Obviously disappointed that. Disappointing. Disappointed. Today's a really disappointing.
What you went for today?
James, can I just get your thoughts on those 90 minutes today?
Obviously disappointed to drop the points that we did. It's obviously two games in a row now where, you know, the first 45 minutes
he just can't take it. He just can't accept that his team are absolute dirt, and this is why he's faking an injury, and he doesn't want to play against the Glasgow Celtic because he knows that we're going to pump them in their backyard. And I'm talking about maybe 5-6 goals. Once we go there and do our job and get them 3 points, we're going to be 17 points clear. We're winning this league by Paddy's Day. I said this a couple of weeks ago before they even dropped points. Imagine dropping 18 points away from home this season. Woof! Absolute dirt. Absolute dirt. Need to go to get the kids. Happy New Year, Adam. All the very best, bud. I hope you have a good one. Terrified of Maeda. Maeda loves a goal against them. Big time. Maybe a goal or two against them. I think Dazon's at the score in the last 4 fixtures against them. 4 fixtures, if I'm correct. You know. Big Phil has the Rangers bored by the huge mistake. Gave him a contract. Agent Phil. We like to call him Agent Phil, right? Big Dom. Come on, Keith. Surely he's terrified, is he? Probably is terrified. Doesn't matter who plays. You know, once we have the winning recipe, as we do, go out there and, you know, put pressure on them early enough in the game. And yes, it should be a hostile environment, but I think it'd be more hostile for Agent Clermont than the Celtic team, to be honest. So yeah, see what happens. Tavernier having nightmares about Maeda. So who else was going to talk about? Odin Holm. Looks like he's on the verge of leaving to go to the MLS. Look at LAFC. And now I don't know if this is anything to do with Matisse Bogas, the guy that I've spoke about a couple of times on the channel, the Polish midfielder. I don't know if it's anything to do with him, but I wish Odin Holm the very best on loan. I think, you know, going a full season in the MLS, it'll benefit him. He played against his former teammate as well, Liel Abade. Home, obviously, 16 games on the Celtic short, 1 goal, 1 assist. Hasn't worked out for him. I don't know if he was an Ange signing before and it was just handed over to Brendan and his team. I don't really know. I really don't know, to be honest with you. It's the same with Marco Tilio. Who is that guy like? He's still on a pay grade. If we show up on Thursday, we'll batter them. We will. How's it going, Street? I hope you're doing well. But good picture, by the way, as well. But Butland's looking very dodgy. Remember they were saying literally at the start of the season, Butland's 10 times the keeper than Schmeichel. Oh, God. Delusional talk. It makes you cringe. Yeah, he is looking dodgy, but, you know, we should be all right. Some of their players may be up for it. You know, let's not get too cocky. And that's not, I know we said about 5 or 6 goals, but it could be an early goal. And I know that it's not John Beaton in the fold this time. I know Nick Welch could be a part of the VAR, I think. You know, 4-1. Who would the back 4 be? Scales, Johnson, Valle, and CCV. I like Trusty, but Scales has experience of derbies and playing there and stuff like that and getting a clean sheet there. So I'll go for Scalesy. He knows what the crack is. No penalty for them. I don't think we'll batter them because only we'll beat them. And I think it's the first time in a long, long time where I'm going into this game and I'm feeling very, very confident. And I know sometimes on Derby Day, we all get the nerves and we all feel like, oh, I might change my mind. I think we could be a dodgy game. No. We're 14 points clear. A draw. I know some Celtic fans might raise their eyebrows listening to the podcast right now. A draw would even do us, without fans. But as Brendan said today in his press conference, regardless, it's the same structure with fans or without fans. The same attitude, same plan they go in, regardless if it's Motherwell, St. Johnstone or Rangers. They have a plan and determination to go out and get the 3 points. So should be interesting times. I know we've been linked with a Man City midfielder as well, McEntee. The problem is with this guy, Jason McEntee, who is 21 years of age. No, 22. Sorry, 22. 5'9". He's played 9 games for City this season. A couple of goals in there. He's valued at £14 million. Now there's talk of Crystal Palace, Fulham, West Ham are all in the mix as well. And City are preferably looking to sell him, not to put him on loan. So I don't know how that's going to work if there's any truth behind that story. How's it going, Hazel? Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Happy New Year to yourself as well. Happy New Year. No draw will afflict their force of many defeats in 2025. Look, I think they'll drop more points. I've said this on the channel, and I stand by my prediction. I think we'll win this league by 18 to 22 points. In that range, I think we could do the full sweep over them as well. And it's mad to think Aberdeen's kind of fell off the face of the earth as well. So Aberdeen would have kept them, pushing for that second place. Cashbar, AJ, Scales, Taylor. Why Taylor? Because he's against his. Taylor played in their youth academy back in the day. Well, their old club, the old club academy. Ingles, Callum, Tate, Maeda, Koyogo, and Keown. Some people want to play Ingles. Bernardo, better battler, has a couple of goals against them. It's up to Brendan. We can all predict what we want, but as we all know, it's up to Brendan. I'm predicting an absolute pumping on Thursday, 5-0 Celtic. Ibrox will be the most toxic it's ever been, and Philly will get sacked on Friday. What do you think is going to happen? Like, do you think Ray will take the reins and they'll bring back, like, do you know what? I would not be surprised to go for like Stephen Davis to be the manager for the rest of the season. I wouldn't be surprised. That's my prediction on it. But they're struggling, and we're striving, and we don't need them. Like, I know people say, "Oh, Celtic needs Rangers for this and that, for marketing and all that." We don't need them. Like, you look where we've came over the last year, from some people don't win the league to going on and winning the cup, getting into the Champions League, getting some decent result in the Champions League, on the verge of playoff football, a lot of money in the bank. And I can understand the club might hold off and spending, because in case we don't get Champions League football in the summer, because we have playoff football to do there as well, as in qualification rounds and stuff. I don't know how many qualification rounds we will play. I don't know if it's going to go down to 4 games or 2 games. I'll look into him in a bigger aspect closer to the time. But what does Hazel say? Hazel says BR and the squad will be going out for the win. 100%. Like, Brendan has only lost 1 game in 20 against them. He knows the importance. As a Celtic fan, he knows the importance of winning this game. He knows the occasion's high, the stakes are high. Regardless if they're slumming, doesn't mean that we have to drop a level because to suit them. We'll play to the level that we play to, which is 5th gear. Get in there, stuck in. They might play for the draw because they're struggling, and there are some of the players that they just look burned out. So yeah, see what happens. So 16 people tuning in. I'm going to give another 5 minutes of this, folks, and then I will be jumping off, and I'll be enjoying the rest of my stouts for the rest of the night. But I will be doing a preview for the game tomorrow, a normal video and a podcast. So if this is your first time viewing the channel on Facebook, just go over to Commander Hoops on YouTube and subscribe, free of charge. To anyone that's a member on the channel as well, thank you very much once again, Jason Quinn, for being a monthly member. Anyone that's a member, I really appreciate it. At the end of the day, as I said, this is my part-time job. I am trying to improve the picture quality. I am trying to improve doing more streams. It's a hard grind, but it is what it is. Life is what you make it in there. So Paul says Bernardo. See what happens. He's probably hearing me hamster in the background. But yeah. His name is Forrest, by the way, folks. Forrest, what a name. But in predicting. So regards to there's no other players being linked with Celtic for the time being. There was talks of rumours going around of Carter Vickers maybe going to Bayern Leverkusen. Happy birthday to Cameron Carter Vickers today as well, by the way. Happy birthday to CCV. CCV won't be going anywhere. He won't be going anywhere. Remember CCV scored at Ibrox? Do you remember that game? What a game that was. That was Rogic and CCV that day. That was a hard-end performance. That was Ange's fourth season as well. But yeah, good times. Good times. Get the comments in, folks. 5 minutes to go. And as I said, I wish everyone a happy new year, whatever you're up to. If you're going out, sitting in with the family, having a coffee, watching the fireworks on the telly, whatever you're up to. I really wish you all a happy new year, and hopefully we'll be celebrating the end of the season, invincible, a treble. You never know. I know it's a lot to ask for, but it's in our locker. We can do it. We can certainly do it. Definitely. So just a bit more strength to the squad, a bit more on the left flank, and I think we'll be well equipped for European football next season to another level. And I know we've got points this season and we're tipping playoff football, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, everyone's very quiet. No comments coming through. Can't post comments in some destinations. What does that mean? Facebook profile. That doesn't matter. Does not matter. So 3 more minutes to go. If anyone's in Australia or New Zealand or Asia and they've celebrated New Year's already, happy 25 to you. I'll see you on the other side. I will. If Rangers come out and play, our front three will have acres of space. Hope so. We get a lot of space anyway, regardless the size of the pitch and regardless the. Thanks for the show. Nice to get a wee Celtic fix tonight. First time viewer. Well, Robert, as I said to you, when you get off to YouTube and subscribe. You'll get me more. I don't really do the Facebook kind of stuff. And I know it says on the headline, Celtic set for an exciting 24. A grammar error. Whoopty me. But anyone that's over on Facebook, jump over and subscribe. Like, we have 73,000 followers on Facebook. I would love to get more yous into the mix, chatting, give you his opinion on the channel as well. It'd be really good. As I said, 2024 was a good year. Winning that Scottish Cup on the 25th of May, Adamidas, Dorian Ember's goal was what a phenomenal day. What a phenomenal day. You know, winning the I was up there when we won. I was at Celtic Park that night when we clinched the title against Kilmarnock. The scenes was unbelievable. What an experience, what a night. You know, as I said, I make it clear in this channel, folks, that I'm not a season ticket. I don't go to many games as I love to, but my time will come. I don't cry about it. I don't whinge about it. I don't whinge that when I'm boarding a Ryanair flight on a Friday night and Celtic are playing a Saturday, I can see the Celtic fans getting off that plane and getting onto them buses. Do I lose sleep about it? I used to, but not anymore. Because at the end of the day, football is football. Family are number one. You know, it's a sport, and I know we all think about Celtic 24/7. We wear Celtic shirts, and we're proud of our club. We're proud of our history. We're proud of the connection. We're proud of the good times, and you know, we stick by them the bad times as well. And we'll get there. How's it going, William? What's the crack? Happy New Year to you as well. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing good. Hope is well in your side of the fence, wherever you are, wherever you're living. If it's Scotland, Ireland, whatever. So I'm going to leave it there, folks. Exactly 1 hour. Once again, and have a good New Year, whatever you are. If you're already in 25, I'll see you there. But thanks to everyone that has tuned in on Facebook and on YouTube tonight. And all I ask from the bottom of my heart is subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you very much for watching me videos over 24. Thank you very much for the ups and the downs, the controversial moments. Thank you very much for your comments. Thank you very much for your ideas. And I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So hopefully, cheers to 25. Hopefully it will be a big year for myself, getting more subscribers and maybe doing more interviews with former players. We shall see. I don't know what's ahead for 25, but we'll get plans in place and take it from there. But good luck to our boys. on Thursday. I will be doing a podcast tomorrow sometime. I don't know what time I'll be doing it. So I will do a preview of the game, the starting lineup, go back over the recent results, go back over their poor show, their great show, the meltdown, the whole thing. We'll talk about the game tomorrow. So speak to us all soon. Hell, have a good New Year.